Hello there, I'm Lou Wieland. I publish Atlanta Community Profiles magazines that are distributed by the First Multiple Listing Service of Atlanta. We have 5 publications, one for the metro area, one for Cobb County, one for North Fulton, one for inside the perimeter, and one for Gwinnett County. They are on my website, atlantacommunityprofiles.com, along with a great deal of other information, including a new resource directory there, and where you can see on the blue community profiles. So if you're looking for products and services for your home or business, you could consult that directory. Also, all previous shows are on our YouTube channel there on the website. So if you would like to review some of the previous shows that we've done. I'm also a realtor with KW Commercial, commercial real estate. I do focus primarily on multifamily, but I do work with a lot of investors and land sales as well. And my website for that is louwheeland.com. And every month or so, we interview the president of FMLS, Jeremy Crawford, and president and CEO, and he's back with us today for an update on some of the exciting new things that are happening at FMLS. And Jeremy, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Lou. It's great to be here again.
And I know that it's hard to keep up with all the new platforms and programs and information that you are offering on the website. Every time I go on your website, I wow, this is all new. Wow, this is amazing what you all are doing over there, Jeremy. You guys are very busy innovating and improving, and it's really nice to see that all the changes. But let's start with what's obviously on everybody's mind is just give us a feel for the real estate market at this stage.
Yeah, Lou, that's one of the hottest topics I get day in and day out is what is the market doing? Where do you think it's going? I'm not an economist and I don't like to predict the future, but I always like to give insights to everyone as to what we're doing here at FMLS from a statistical perspective, what the market's doing, and what are a few indicators that we're seeing in the market right now as it relates to statistics. And I know top of everyone's mind is inventory, Lou, and I'm happy to show some great stats here from our platform we provide to everyone at FMLS as a member benefit called InfoSparks, from showing time, and just touch on a couple of key factors here. As you can see that the homes for sale there in this 3-year period that I'm showing up there on the screen is down quite a bit, but the number of homes for sale is starting to creep a little bit from that perspective. But if we take a look at some of the key indicators like days on market, Lou, which is a lot of what we like to take a look at, our days on market are extremely down on an average basis. We're down to 16 and we're down to 5 to 7 on a median perspective, because we've got a couple of very large listings that have sold in the past couple of months that those can take some time on the market. But you can see, historically, we're still at an all-time low for the days on market. So when you're using FMLS to list your properties, no matter what kind of property type that is, you're seeing a quick turnaround time in our current market. And we also like to take a look at the percentage of list price versus sales price. And we're starting to see that soften a little bit, Lou, just a smidge on average. We were hitting multiple offers on almost all properties across FMLS. Even rentals are getting multiple offers these days. And we're starting to see a little bit slowdown from that perspective. And I think what you're going to start seeing, because the dollar volume has fairly softened as well, although it's extremely up, Lou. We've done over $40 billion in transactions through FMLS over the past 12-month period. So $40 billion in 12 months that the brokers and agents have transacted through FMLS, which is a record setting for FMLS and for the brokers and the agents. But I think as we look at some early indicators with COVID, we really messed up with what we call the traditional sales window. As you see, the winter is a little slow and February and March starts to pick back up with new listings. Well, in our environment, we got hit with COVID like everyone else, and it really affected the selling season. So the one thing that I would notice as far as some indicators that are out there is we're starting to see a slow seasonal correction. And we're thinking that we're going to see the seasonality of the home buying and selling seasons that we typically have between spring, summer, fall, and winter start to be back in place as we are into COVID pandemic for a couple of years now. And so we're seeing a few indicators that I think for Q4, we're going to have the seasonality that we had in 2018 and look at having a very healthy spring market come Q1, at the end of Q1 and then the beginning of Q2, because interest rates are still at all-time lows. And I know that's helping home affordability from that perspective, Lou. So really looking at giving some insights into that. And if we take a look at the number of units year to date through the end of August, we're still up over 14%. And for residential detached homes, those sell prices, while they dropped a little bit, they're still up year over year, 21%. And that's a very huge number. We're even experiencing an influx of new members. We do have some growth outside of our core areas, but we're up 19% on the number of brokers and agents, and we're surpassing 55,000 brokers and agents that are members of FMLS now, Lou, at the fourth MLS in size in the nation, and it continues to grow because of this healthy marketplace, if you will. So hopefully that'll give some of our valuable listeners today some insights into what's going on in the market and what we can expect going down the road, Lou.
Jeremy, I attended a commercial board of realtors meeting a couple weeks ago, which was a panel discussion, and one of the questions that was posed to the panel was, what are some of the more promising geographic markets in Georgia? And everybody agreed that Macon was pretty much number one in what everybody thought was growing and up and coming. And I see you're ahead of the curve again. Once again, you predicted and forecast that, and we're now into Macon. Tell us a little bit about that and some of the future plans.
Yeah, we didn't predict this for Middle Georgia pre-COVID as far as the market and the inventory shortages, but we created a partnership with the Middle Georgia MLS area there in Macon, Georgia, and roughly there's 700 broker and agent members to try to spawn up a little bit more of a referral network between those in Atlanta and those down in Macon, Georgia, and even in the Warner Robins Air Force Base areas down there. Just south of Atlanta, and COVID hit, inventory crunched. And what we see now is a big influx of business going back and forth between Atlanta-based brokers and agents and the Middle Georgia-based brokers and agents. And the partnership's been very successful. FMLS is vending a lot of those products and services. You mentioned we keep adding down to the Middle Georgia MLS members, so they get to use all the same tools that the Atlanta agents use and share listings with each other, hopefully share leads, share referrals, and make a larger marketplace for greater Atlanta, and also provide those Middle Georgia MLS brokers and agents a lot more business, which is really doing well, Lou. It's been very positive. We also have lockbox reciprocity, so Atlanta agents can open up the homes in Middle Georgia MLS and vice versa. You know, if they happen to be down in that area, it's a little bit of a drive, but with inventory, it's not too far of a drive for a lot of our Southern Crescent agents in Atlanta to go down and work with those buyers and sellers and their representations there at Middle Georgia MLS. And I'm happy to say, Lou, that we've got more partnerships like that on the horizon. And we announced a few months ago in a press release, offering with Mobile, Alabama. It's a much bigger partnership. We're actually going to be running all of their MLS technology products and services. And with that, in October and in November, we're going to be launching the partnership with Mobile, Alabama. So we hope that that's going to give the Atlanta-based agents more data because they'll have access to Mobile MLS's data right at their fingertips within FMLS and vice versa. And we know there's a pretty large buying community for second homes in that Mobile, Alabama marketplace from a lot of the Atlanta second home owners. So we're really helping paving the way for referrals and then ensuring the Mobile, Alabama MLS has the same tools and access to data that our agents have here in Atlanta. And they have roughly 1,800 brokers and agents there in the mobile market. We're really excited about that partnership. Going to be launching here October and November, just right around the corner.
Jeremy, the FMLS Training Institute is quite a concept, and some people might not even understand the concept. If you would just maybe define that a little and then talk about some of the trends and new programs that are available in that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the greatest assets, I think, for our members is the FMLS Training Institute. And the state of Georgia requires you to keep your license active in the state to do real estate by taking CE accredited training. And what we do at the FMLS Institute is to take all those products and services that we provide out to brokers and agents to help them to transact business. And we teach them specific classes that we design that the state accreditates. And so they not only learn how to use mobile real estate tools and transaction management platforms like Remind Docs Plus, but they can also get CE accredited training for that. And so we offer the agents and brokers 33 hours of CE accredited training today, which is almost all that you need to keep your license renewed on an annual basis. We even launched CE accredited training for our appraisal members, and many don't even recognize. So an appraiser can come as a member benefit for free, no additional charge, and get up to 8 hours a year of CE accredited training. And we recognized we wanted to do that outside of the state of Georgia, Lou. So I'm happy to announce that I just got word this morning, we are fully certified in Alabama. So in Alabama, our training institute is now registered with the state. All of our classes are certified just as they are in Georgia. And so for those Alabama bordering agents, you can actually take some of our classes and get credit in Georgia and Alabama at the same time, so you can keep a dual license when you're working those border areas all the way down into Columbus, Georgia, that moves over towards Phoenix City in Alabama. And we're looking to extend that even further. And Lou, we offer that training online as a live class. We offer that training in person at brokerage offices. So if a broker needs training for their agents on site, we're back doing that in person as well. And then we have Mind Flash, which is self-paced, so that the agents can take a class at 3 a.m. if they like and do self-paced training. And then within 30 days, they can finish the 3-hour course and get 3 hours of CE accredited learning right there at their own time. So we do a lot with it. Last year, we offered nearly 18,000 CE credits issued through the Training Institute. And it's something that we give everyone as a free member benefit, and we keep expanding what we do. But the goal there is not only just getting CE accredited training, but teaching you how to use the tools to do real estate transactions in today's world.
So the live training is something that not too many people remember. It's been so long. Like, what is live training? And but at one time, we was almost 100% live training. Tell us a little about what is offered live and versus online, and give us a feel for how we obtain that kind of information.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, our members can go to fmls.com to look at the training courses and register for those. But for the opportunities there, all our classes are virtually live for CE accredited training, and we also do non-CE accredited training. And then in person, we brought back starting August the 9th at the brokerage offices in an on-demand setting, still following the CDC guidelines for safety protocols for COVID, but we're offering that at the broker offices today. Our current facilities aren't open yet for on-site training. We're doing it on demand at the brokers locations as we did pre-COVID, and then self-paced training. Not all of our classes are certified as of yet, but we're moving towards building that entire library, that catalog, if you will, within that. But also, Lou, I want to remind everyone that sometimes they need to get in and get out and do their business, and they only need a snippet and they don't need a 3-hour CE class. And that's where our YouTube channel for FMLS really exists and thrives, that agents can go in. And we have videos from 1 minute to 3 minutes to 5 minutes to 10 minutes, all the way up to 3 hours and everything in between. So an agent can get in there, go right to a portion of a class teaching something about the technology tools that we have, and get out of there so they can jump in and do the transactions they're working on actively and get the training they need in a very snippet of time, because they're very busy right now. So all of those are on our FMLS YouTube account. And if you're looking for more information, especially for in-person on-site training at the brokerage office, give us a call and we'll give you the options and the details and look to get that scheduled for all of our valuable members.
Well, as usual, you're not stopping there. What keeping to improve and innovate? What do you have on the drawing board for the future?
Well, we're already starting CE accredited training in Mobile, Alabama for the Mobile agents with the products and services we're offering. We're going to do that the second week of October. We're hosting 3 days of CE accredited training in Mobile, Alabama. And then we're going to be offering up some free open to non-member trainings in the state of Alabama and other areas. But since we've started to announce that, we're getting inquiries from the other states touching Georgia. And as you know, we do a lot of business in Northeast and Northwest Georgia from an MLS perspective that touch on Tennessee, North Carolina, and then over to the east all the way in South Carolina. So we're looking to have at least one other state added this year into our FMLS Training Institute. But long-term, our goals will be to make sure we're accredited in Tennessee, North Carolina, and South Carolina, so we can help all of our state overlapping brokers and agents get CE accredited training in all of those areas and continue growing these partnerships with other MLSs in those states, just like we're doing in Alabama today, Lou.
Now that you have the in-person training upon request, what other in-person offerings are on the drawing board or currently available?
Oh, that's a fabulous question. As many agents know, we were closed doors for operations during the COVID pandemic, and we had to retool our facilities so that we'd have a safe environment for the FMLS employees and a safe environment as best we could for the brokers and agents. And so as of middle of August, we have opened up all of our FMLS stores. We have 3 stores, one in Sandy Springs, which is my location, and then one in Duluth and one in Kennesaw. Those are now fully open for shopping in person from 9 to 5. And then our lobbies are open as well. So a broker or agent who's not a current member who wants to get information about joining FMLS can now go to any of our 3 locations, including our main lobby is now open as well for everyone to come in person. But we've also recognized, Lou, that our marketplace is expanding geographically speaking, and it's very difficult for you to drive from, different areas to pick up the store supplies. So we're not only continuing online ordering and contactless delivery like we've done in the past before we opened up the stores, we now, as of next month, will have storage lockers like you see with Amazon and UPS and Home Depot. I was actually at Home Depot and used one yesterday to pick up an item I needed for my house. And so we have storage lockers in mid-October that are going to open in Dahlonega. That's going to be right north of Dawsonville, right between 400 North there and the Dahlonega Highway at a storage facility. And then we also have a storage locker for contactless delivery going out into the Walton Borough Board of Realtors offices. So the agents in those two areas, instead of driving all the way into Kennesaw or all the way to Duluth, they can now be much more local, order online, and we'll fill those storage lockers with whatever products they need, like lock boxes and signage, and they can go pick those up closer to home or closer to their business. And that's the first two that are going to be live. We're putting another one down in Fayetteville/Peachtree City area, and we're going to be putting a fourth one up towards the Rome area, helping to further expand the footprint of our stores and allow for contactless delivery. And we'll stock all that, so we're much closer to a larger region geographically to where our brokers and agents are doing business, and hopefully we'll get everyone to use those and consider doing more and more of those across Georgia.
The tools that we have for residential listings are second to none, are among the best, or maybe even the best in the nation of any multiple listing service that would offer. But now we've gotten into commercial rental and lease. Can you talk about some of the other areas of involvement that we're looking to go into, Jeremy?
Yeah, absolutely. And let's start with rentals. You know, we've had an inventory crunch since COVID, but that's not only on the residential for sale side, that's been with rentals as well. And what we've seen, Lou, is that a lot of agents are helping their buyers and sellers bridge the gap into finding their next location to buy by using rentals. And FMLS is a great marketplace for agents and brokers to not only just do for sale listings, but for also doing rental listings. And we've got a lot of tools out there, and we've actually added some really cool tools recently for that. And I'll show one directly here. Is a lot of our agents and brokers are helping their investment buyers, and their investment buyers are looking for ways to get comps on what a potential investment might be. So I'm looking at a listing here on my screen that's for sale, that's on Lake Lanier. And what's great about this, right within the Remind Pro platform, which is all a member benefit, is there is an opportunity not to only see all of your purchase information, but you can scroll down to a tool we've just added called AirDNA. And what that tool does is it's aggregating all of the information from Airbnb and VRBO for short-term rental investment companies. And you can see this home right here that's been on the market, pretty expensive. And we've crunched the numbers, and you could buy this home and get about $220,000 a year in short-term rentals for this lakefront property. And so there's a slew of opportunity here for the agents to use residential rentals, but also to use tools like AirDNA to help their investment buyers who are looking for the short-term rentals. And also keep in mind, Lou, that we not only share this with our 55,000 broker and agent members when you put a rental into FMLS, we also help distributing that out to rental-based websites like HotPads and Zillow and Apartments.com and many more. So we have rental-specific feeds out there for the rentals within FMLS as a value add for our brokers and agents who are trying to bridge the gap of the inventory challenges on the buy market, or to help investors, or to help property managers, and even do agent and brokers do their own rentals sometimes in their own property management. And so FMLS is a great resource for doing that. But I think, Lou, that oftentimes what comes to mind with you is the commercial realm. And we also have a full suite of products for commercial, both listings for sale. And as you recall, Lou, in April of last year, we added support for commercial lease. So now you can actually go into FMLS and list your commercial lease properties. And we are actually getting a great level of inventory in commercial lease. It's growing. The agents are using it. We've had year over year 11% increase in the number of commercial leases that we've had added to the system. And guess what, Lou? Every one of them are getting leased. We see very few of them that are being expired or withdrawn, and we help syndicate those out to all the rental sites as well. And so I would encourage all of those out there that do some level of commercial or they do strictly commercial to be an FMLS member and use us for their commercial listings, both for sale and for lease. We support all types. We're even working with the Real Estate Standards Organization to expand upon residential rental and commercial lease standards so that we can help expand the fields that we're doing for those property types out there. And we're even also working with some indie spaces locally here in the Atlanta marketplace who are doing co-op spaces where you lease part of the space for part of the time, Lou, kind of like a timeshare for commercial, but you're not buying the building or doing a full occupancy lease. And we're expanding what we're doing with the FMLS tools, products, and services to help those indie spaces and short-term type of co-op spaces here in Atlanta, because we know some people are working remotely from home, but occasionally they need a day or two a week to go into those indie type of spaces, and we're expanding the tools we have for those as well. So I think it's a great opportunity, Lou, for yourself and many of your comrades that are commercial brokers and agents to use FMLS for all of their commercial sale and leasing needs as well. And I can tell you we're a lot more inexpensive than our competitors out there in the commercial space. And we syndicate those listings in a lot more destinations than our competitors do at the same time.
Well, absolutely. And I know I have some commercial listings, and I know that you guys do a good job marketing those listings as well. And tell us a little bit about lastly, our time is up, but how does the how do the support people help with some of these listings? And imagine they've had a whole new body of information to learn about marketing and listing commercial, and that whole world is a little different from residential for sure.
Absolutely. We have updated our training curriculum to help show how to use in our classes and in our YouTube channel, commercial sales and commercial leasing. And we've updated the educational aspects of our customer and technical support centers so that they're more geared to help brokers and agents figure out how to use the systems we offer for commercial lease. And Lou, we take over 8,000 calls a month in our customer support center. We maintain over a 94% customer satisfaction rating. We have a great team there. We're even open on Saturdays when many MLSs in the nation do not provide support. We're open even on Saturdays because we know there's a lot of residential and commercial brokers and agents that are working weekends. And a lot of times support staff even answers emails on Sundays when they see those come in. And so we've geared up and we've trained up our training department, our curriculum, and the customer support people to help how to use those commercial lease and commercial sale options, as well as on the residential rental side and how to use those products like AirDNA. And we'll keep expanding those, Lou. Like you said, we've got some new website enhancements coming. We've got more products coming for the brokers and agents this year and next. We've got more partnerships coming. We've got more data that's going to be available to all our brokers and agents as an opportunity to do more research and really be at the center of the real estate transaction, be it residential or commercial. We want our agents and our brokers to be at the epicenter of the transaction and support all their needs in transacting business and getting that listing all the way to close or getting that buyer in the home that they really want to be in, and serving the concept of the American dream of home ownership. And that's what we're here to do as a service organization, Lou.
Well, thank you. And I would like to just say thank you to the support staff of FMLS. You guys are just first class. And believe me, I subscribe to other syndications for commercial and their support team, and I can say FMLS is the premier support staff really in the country, and thank you very much for all you do in those areas. In case any of the support people are listening or watching, thank you very much. You guys are phenomenal. And thank you, Jeremy, for a great update, and I appreciate it. And please keep us in mind, and next month, hopefully we can come back and see what else is new, because I see nothing stays the same at FMLS. It's constantly improving and innovating. So thank you for all you do. And thank you, Donna Davis at Pro Video Talent, for producing yet another great show today. Thank you for listening, and have a nice day.